me okay, Mrs. Craig?
Yeah.
Okay, so hello, students. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, it's kind of fun to see you all back in some classrooms now. So shout out to all the teachers who have students in hybrid in class. Shout out to all the students who are at home in CDL. We have a fabulous, exciting, wonderful virtual field trip for you today. We're at the public library. Yay! So I'm going to flip my camera around in 1 second. Before I do that, I just want to remind you all that next week we are going to be at City Lights Cinema. So we'll be doing a virtual field trip there. And you know what? For the foreseeable future, at least through March, we're continuing with these virtual field trips, same time, same day. I know that we have some shifting in schedules, and we're just going to roll with it, okay? Siuslaw, we just ride the wave. We're riding the wave right now. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to flip my camera around and let our public library staff introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Max Spencer, and I am the library director. And I'm here with one of my best friends.
Hi guys, it's Miss Gail. So good to see you, sort of.
I know you all missed your public library staff members, so we're just going to do a walk-in tour and talk about services and all that jazz. Okay, so let's get started.
Sounds good. Well, so right now, one of the big things that we're doing is we're offering curbside pickup. So what that means is people can call ahead or go online. They can tell us what they want, or we can pick things for them, and then they're waiting for them here the next day. So I hope you're all doing that. If not, get a parent to help you, and we are having a lot of fun with that. But now I'm going to show you the really amazing thing we're doing because it's so fun. Right now, when you return your books, you put them in a trash can. And the reason we're doing that is it helps us keep everyone safe. We hold them for 24 hours so they don't have any germs on them, and then we put them back and check them out again. So those are the fun things we're doing right now with the curbside, and we are circulating. That means we're checking them out about 5,000 items a month.
Oh, that's fabulous. Those are wonderful statistics. And just to, you're going to hear me chime in throughout the trip, students, because we are trying to coordinate our school library services with our public library services. So we have curbside book pickup going on as well. So you place your holds on Destiny Discover, and then you pick them up curbside. And now that students are back in the classroom, we will even have our librarian staff come to your classroom to drop off books. So stay tuned for that. I know Mrs. Craig has a really rad bookmobile cart that she's got in the works. So it's going to be awesome. Ooh, and what do we have over here?
So just like you guys, they have STEM kits that you can pick up. Starting tomorrow, we can pick up kits again at the library. So between 11 and 2, Monday through Thursday, and 11 and 6, you can come by and pick up a kit. This week's kits are the Museum of Natural and Cultural History, a picture of what's inside. It's for kiddos that are 4 and older, and 1 per person until we run out. So come by and pick one up.
So they don't have to request them. It's just first come, first serve. Pick up a free kit off the cart. Hey, and here we go. Similar services. You all can pick up our Makerspace Kits. They're located in every school building right next to the curbside book cart. We've got our Makerspace packets. They include all the supplies and a little demo video that you just scan with your Chromebook or a cell phone to get to that video. So I'm going to gift that kit to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Are you ready to come into the library?
Yes.
You forgot the most important thing. The tax forms.
Oh.
All the kiddos who are doing their taxes this year.
We have a lot of adults on the line.
There you go.
What? Remind me, what day are taxes due?
April 15th usually.
We've got some time, adults. Let's get our taxes done.
All right, well, slide on through. That's right.
And here we go. Oh, so exciting to be back into the space.
So normally when they come into the library, they usually head straight to the kids area. And I usually make them wave to the people that work here, but if you were to look, there's nobody checking books out right now.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody checking them out because they don't have anybody in the building. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? I'm noticing some creatures hanging on the ceiling. Do you want to say something about those creatures?
So not very many libraries have a space where they can hang really big pieces. There's a gentleman in town who does paper folding. All of those creations are made out of paper. We might even walk up a little closer and you can see some of the hats he's made.
All right. I mentioned that, students, because all of our March Makerspace Kits are going to be paper crafts that are ocean themed, because we also have a fabulous virtual field trip coming up with Carrie Newell, the marine biologist and whale whisperer and author, and that's going to be on Wednesday, March 17th, as well as a maker session on the 18th. So,
Perfect.
yes.
Well, that should give us some inspiration.
Okay.
All right, let's head to the kids area. It's going to look different than they're used to, that's for sure.
This is such a beautiful facility, though. I love that you have all these different sections, and this is one of the prettiest youth sections I have seen. Look at all this gorgeous space.
Well, it usually has toys and things in it, so they're not used to seeing it this wide open.
Yeah.
But they know where to find things.
So what do we have in the children's section?
If you were looking for chapter books, that's what we're going to walk past first. Those are the things that are to the left just as you come in the building, so I'm going to head this direction. Follow.
Oh.
We show by author's last name. How do you guys show?
You know what? Elementary school is author's last name, and then our middle school and high school. Our middle school has already genreified,
Okay.
and our high school is moving in that direction, which is a big shift in school libraries for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's all about ease of access and just trying to get more books in kids' hands. But
So this is a really crazy part of our collection. You can borrow toys.
get out.
So you can borrow up to 2 kits.
So this is a whale. So I could check out this whale and take it home with me. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. And this one happens to be Inchables. A lot of things that are STEM related.
Awesome.
Things that you can take home and play with, and that way you don't have to have them all the time. We're coming up on our DVD collection. So we have so many, because the library's been closed, we have lots of DVD. We've got lots of things that you can choose to watch on DVD. More juvenile fiction.
More whales. There are whales everywhere.
Our
Awesome.
juvenile fiction. And then after that, we have nonfiction, those books where you find facts. So that's what the theme is about.
Okay. Oh, it feels so good to be walking through stacks of books, everyone, at the public library. Whale, close up. Ooh, he's even got some waves. Look at that. Awesome.
Magazines, lots of magazines that you can borrow. And the other way you can read magazines from the library is through RV Digital on our website. So if you don't yet have a library card, you can have your family members log on and request a temporary card. That's how you got your library card, isn't
That's how I
it?
got mine. Yes, and I've been demoing that. I've shown some of our elementary kiddos, and then definitely at the secondary level, every lesson I'm doing, I'm popping over and showing them how to get that temporary online card.
And that's where Curbside Pickup is as well.
Yep.
One of our new things that they probably haven't seen is I actually have a sink where you can wash your hands. Oh, we have my phone because I haven't got it plugged in. But another way that we're keeping kids safe.
Good. All right.
Picture books, those things that you first started reading when your parents started reading to you, that's this part of the library.
Ah,
And it starts
so
with
much
A and it ends with Z. So it's kind of a maze to get around. What's your favorite author?
Oh, for picture books. Good question. You can't ask a reader or an English teacher or librarian what their favorite book is. My absolute favorite author is probably Louise Erdrich for adult fiction. For young adult fiction, probably Jason Reynolds. Love his work. And for picture books, it's hard to pick. Water Protectors, the new book that came out, award
Yes.
winner, absolutely gorgeous. So maybe I'll just, sometimes when people ask me what's your favorite book, I usually say the last book I just read.
So when I do story time, which we're still doing, but we're doing on FaceTime on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10:30, a lot of librarians do it by theme, and my favorite theme are books Miss Gail likes.
Okay.
The ones that I read the best.
Hey, and you all, we have a special treat for you today. You know how I usually read or record read aloud and we play it at the end? Well, Miss Gail is going to do our read aloud today. How cool is that? Oh,
Hang on. Let's see,
awesome.
what else do I have? Audio
Well,
CDs?
I'm just distracted right now. Well, it's in the view of my camera here, and I see stuffed animals on a shelf. Do you want to say something about that?
Absolutely. That is my office. So if you ever come in the library and you don't see me at a desk, come on back and say hello. It's kind of a mess back there. But
It's a
great.
beautiful, creative space, and look at all that lovely joy. That's all I'm seeing right now is just a window full of joy.
Awesome. All right. Audio CDs. All of our toys have been put away.
Yeah.
You might have come here and used the kitchen. It's all boxed up. But
Yep.
someday it'll be back out.
Soon, students, soon.
Someday.
Oh, I didn't see this section. Look how cute that is.
And this is where we do story time. I normally sit in the corner and the kids normally sit on the steps. And that's where I tell them about summer reading and I give them their first library card. And
We'll get back there. We'll get back there. And is that a parachute? Just covering some stuff up?
it's keeping things away from hands.
There we go. There we go.
Board books. So the books the kids read as babies are early readers. So those ones that you're learning to decode and to practice on. They have books on audio CD. And a parenting and a homeschool collection. And the other
Perfect.
thing that we just started with is we have launch pads, which are a tablet.
Oh, wow.
They don't need internet access. The games are already on them. So you can follow
Students
them.
and adults. Look at that.
So quite a few. They're in the catalog as well. So you don't have to use the internet in order to use them.
Fabulous.
There you have it. Would you like to go see another part of the library?
Let's go for it. Where are we going next, Miss Gail?
Area.
All right.
Just once you're done being a kid. Not just a kid. Oh, we used to have Lego Club.
Oh,
Those are
that's
the
fun.
creations kids made over a year ago. I hadn't even thought about it.
Oh,
But
fun.
that'll be back too.
Yeah. Y'all, libraries aren't just about books. We're about maker spaces, access, resources, being creative, being innovative, and being sanitized as well.
Yes, but this is board games.
Oh.
You can borrow board games. So if you want to try a new game at home, if you've never played Bananagrams,
Oh, my goodness.
it's a hysterically fun family
It
game.
is. Absolutely.
You're definitely welcome to borrow.
Okay. Ooh, there's some up-close pictures. Let me get in on this. What is this fish called again? I bet one of the students knows. I forget the name of that type of fish.
An anglerfish.
What was that? I heard someone say it.
An anglerfish.
An anglerfish. Good job. Yeah. So the same artist that did those hanging creatures.
And he put a light on them so that it would be just like if it was in the dark so that it could
Oh, that is so cool. And then we've got like a mask and a penguin. Awesome.
All right.
Okay, so we are walking over to the teen room. Look at this great space for all of our teens.
You just imagine what it's like when the tables are down and you can sit in them or when you can computers. But you've got graphic novels.
I love that you have these right front and center. In my high school library, the manga was so popular. Super high checkouts with manga. Usually people would come in and grab 5 at a time and have them back the next day.
Our fiction collection, books on CD, and a very small reference collection because what we're finding is most people are using the adult part.
Yeah.
But when schools or when the library is open, this is a great place to come and study.
Mm-hmm.
Great place to meet with your friends and do some gaming, all of those things.
You know, I didn't even ask, what are your typical hours when we're non-COVID?
So when we're actually open, we are open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday.
That is amazing, and most libraries are not open with those hours.
So 10 to 6, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see, no, what? 10 to 8, Tuesday and Wednesday. It's been so long since we've done it, I can't even think. Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, 10 to 6, Sunday, I think it's 1 to 4, or 1 to 5, it's 4 hours.
That's really beautiful, and I think particularly about internet access. So for any of our folks in the community who need to rely on the library for internet, we've got 7 days a week access. Do you want to say something about the internet right now while we're in the middle of COVID? Because I have to say, we had the power go out at our house when I first moved here. And you know where if in doubt, go to the library. If in doubt, I came and rolled up in the parking lot and was able to get on a Google Meet from your Wi-Fi in the parking lot.
So our Wi-Fi right now goes all the way to the sidewalk, and there's no login. So anybody can come and park in the parking lot, front parking lot, back parking lot, and they should be able to access the internet 24 hours a day.
Yep.
So we have a printer that goes with it. That's the biggest difference.
Right. Well, keep that in mind for power outages or whenever you just need Wi-Fi and don't have access to it, students. And that's for our whole community. Our whole community has access.
All right. So that's the teen room.
Okay.
All right.
We're good. I mean, we can do a little bit more of a walkabout for another 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And then we'll do
questions.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. So now we're kind of getting into.
These are the things that adults tend to use. They have a video collection. They have a visual collection. Large print collection.
Hey, you know what, everyone? I was sharing with Gail yesterday that when my husband and I first moved here this summer, we were on satellite Wi-Fi, so talking again about access to the internet. And we used to stream, Netflix and all that good stuff. But with that satellite Wi-Fi, you can't do that. You just don't have enough data. So we have actually checked out DVDs. We've kind of gone old school analog style, heading back to DVDs. And so we have checked some out from the public library.
And
So
we have lots and lots of them.
that is a really pretty piece of artwork right there.
So we have a lady in town that does felting.
Felting.
And so that's what that was done. And we had a library member, a library staff member, her name was Mary Colgan Bennett. And this was donated in Mary's honor. Mary used to do all of the art displays. So we actually have 3 areas of space, wall space to hang art. And then in November, we usually do a hang it all. So anybody from 2-year-olds all the way up to 92-year-olds can put in a piece of art into our public collection to be able to be viewed that month. So
How exciting is that?
maybe by November, we'll be back to being able to do that. But normally there's art on this wall, and art in the lobby, and art on the wall.
All right, so I know we have a lot of aspiring artists and creative souls that join us every single week. So if you're looking for a place to showcase your artwork, you can do it at the public library. How cool is that?
And if you have a collection, then we have spaces where you can display 3-dimensional things. So it might be that you have made all kinds of Lego things and you want to show them. You can sign up to use the spaces and display them as well. So
Awesome.
lots of ways to do that. The library book collection is on that side of that wall. And let's see, what else?
Yeah.
Should we do the genealogy room real quick?
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do the genealogy room. So that's kind of a big word. Do you want to explain what does genealogy mean for our younger viewers?
Genealogy is just a fancy way of saying family history.
Okay.
And so in here you can find, if you were to do your family tree, all of the resources that you would need to be able to do that. We have access to Ancestry.com. We have books that will help that. And we also have a local history collection. So we have the Siuslaw News back when it was called the Ore from the 1840s that you can read on microform. So that's what they do in this room.
All right. And Miss Gail just mentioned Ancestry.com, which is, I think, typically kind of a spendy service, and you have access to so many free digital resources through the public library. And one thing we haven't really talked about yet, students, you may have heard, your teachers may have shared Sora with you. The school district just gained access to Sora, and we have not really started purchasing content for it yet.
But our library content goes there as well.
Yeah, so students, if you have your public, so our Sora collection has maybe 1,000 titles in it right now. If you link up, you can link up the public library connection to our school district Sora access, and then you have access to 10,000, probably more than that. You have access to a plethora of free ebooks and free audiobooks. I love audiobooks.
And the other thing that we have access to, we have a compilation of databases. We have a crafting one, so you can learn how to craft. We have educational ones that are outside of the Gale databases. And then we have stories. Let's see, Tumble Books and Tumble Math.
Okay.
And those are both available with your library cards so that you can read additional books that are math and language based from our website.
That's amazing. Yeah.
All right.
Those, as we all find out, those digital resources are what
Everybody's favorite way to read a book, but it's better than.
it's all about access.
And we have some study rooms that when the library is open that groups can use if you were working on a project.
So you can just book a room. You know what, Miss Gale was also telling me that we walked into your big conference room area yesterday. So for students and for the adults on the line, you can reserve this gorgeous, beautiful public conference room to host events or do whatever. Do you want to say anything else about that?
So because we're a public space, you have to remember that everybody's welcome. So if you want to do a birthday party there, anybody off the street can walk into your birthday party. So you might want to think about that one. And it has to be used not for profit.
Okay.
So you can't do a Tupperware party or those kinds of things. But if you wanted to have a game night, you're more than welcome to book the space and everybody get together.
Nice. Perfect.
All right, come on down. Ready for a story yet?
Yeah, I think it's probably, we'll find a spot to kind of park and let the students maybe hop on and we'll do some questions and then we'll head on into our story. Miss Gale, I've heard so many things about you reading, your read alouds with the students. So this will be my first read aloud with Gale. I'm so excited.
I'm so glad. I'm excited.
Hey, where did that tree of puppets go? Or it's just kind of right there.
It's towards my office.
I just want.
They can peek in my office if they want.
Yeah, let's peek in there. Actually, let's peek. I'm going to do one quick peek in to see the puppets and one peek in to see.
So this is
the
the way to my
cataloging.
office. Those are all of my puppets that I use in story times.
Look at those.
And the ones that don't fit on there are on my shelves.
Oh, there we go. And then I'm just going to do a quick little peek over here. This is the back end of the library that you all never see. So at the elementary school, middle school, high school, all of our library assistants are working on cataloging and processing the books. This is, it's a lot of work. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work. And this is the beginning of the magic right back here. So
boxes arrive. They get sorted by who has to work with them. They get put into the catalog, which is what is cataloging. They get spine labels and stamped, and then they get covered, and then they get shelved to go out to the public. And the other piece that we do is called weeding.
yes.
When books are no longer, because I can't keep every book. I don't have enough room in the library to do that.
Well, it's also like cleaning out your closet, right? You want to keep things relevant and fresh, and sometimes you have to get rid of things.
And it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things if there's still a good read in a book. So you might notice that we've been giving a bunch to the school to give away at the lunch program. So you might be getting some books that say withdrawn from our library, and that's why. Because I need to have room to have other books in our collection.
Yeah, and we try to recycle those books as much as possible. And actually, I know we have some first graders on the line. We just did a recycled book page, kitty card kindness activity where first graders made cards and then they were gifted to the Humane Society and the Florence Public Arts Committee. So
Perfect.
yes, I love working with old recycled book pages, especially my art journal. Okay.
Our friends at the library take our books and then they turn them into cards.
Oh.
So there's normally I get stand-up cards that you can buy cheaper than you can buy them in the grocery store. So
That's amazing.
another great thing that happens, and then the funds that they raise that way come back to support the library.
I love it. Love it. It's a win-win. Okay, so are you going to do your read aloud from right here? And I'm going to put down my...
We got questions first?
Yeah, we're going to do questions first. So, you know what? I'm going to... you're good. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see the students.
Oh my gosh. There's bodies there. There's faces there. Hello.
Oh, so let me unpick. Excuse my fingers, students. And Mrs. Craig, can you lead us through questions? And remember you want to raise your hand, and then Mrs. Craig's going to call on you in order of hands raised, people. Okay?
Okay. I just got my first hand raised. Naya Alexander.
So how do you guys like sort the books and stuff?
Well, Naya, I can remember when you used to come to story time. Do you remember coming to story time?
Yes,
Hang
of
out
course.
in the library? It's so nice to
Yeah.
see you. You're so much taller than when you used to come hang out in the pit with me. But the way that we sort our books happens to be by which part of the library they go into. If it goes into the children's room, it goes on one part. If it goes into the teen room, it goes on a cart. And if it goes in the adult room, it goes on a cart as well. And we have volunteers that put them back on the shelves off of those carts. But that's a great question. Thanks.
Hey, and if you're ever... So we don't have a whole lot of student aides at the elementary level, maybe in the upper grades, but as soon as you get into middle school and high school, we are always looking for some really super helpful student aides. You can actually earn elective credits for being a library aide, and you work on whatever the library assistant needs you to do, and oftentimes that's shelving books. So I'm glad that you asked that question. It's perfect. All right, next question, Mrs. Craig.
Okay, next we have Devin Taylor.
Okay, I don't know, but if I ever come into the library, it's kind of a comment. I would very much like to read with you.
That would be awesome. I am here usually 5 days a week, and I'm happy to read with kids. I read during story time, but I have a really cool collection that's in my office that I just share with kids of pop-up books. And so anybody that wants to read one with me can come and grab me, and we'll pull it off my shelf and we'll take a look at it.
Pop-up books are so cool.
They are so cool. I have 3 full shelves of them. So when we have people back in the library, please stop by Devin and say hi, and we'll read together, all right?
Devin, I bet you just made Gail's heart very happy by saying that. Thank you. Do we have any more hands raised, Mrs. Craig?
Okay, I have Jessica Lopez.
Hi, are you guys open right now?
So we are not open for the public to come in, but you can order books for curbside pickup. The only people that are coming into the library that aren't employees, is we just started a couple of days ago letting people come in to use computers again. We have 2 different sessions, 11:30 to 12:30 and 5 to 5:55. That gives us a chance to sanitize and get things all clean for the next group. And if that's what you want to do, you need to call the library and make a reservation, because we only let 4 people in at a time. But we're hoping that we'll get to start browsing again soon.
All right.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's kind of almost like you're in a hybrid, right? Hey, students, just like we're CDL/moving into hybrid, that's kind of where the public library is.
We're going to work on getting there. And the other thing that I do is I don't get to do story time in preschools, and I don't get to do story time here, but I do story time on Facebook. So you can check out the library's Facebook page if you really want to hear somebody read you a story.
Awesome. Mrs. Craig, do we have more hands raised?
No, that's it.
Awesome. Okay, well, I was like almost right on cue. It's about 2:30 on the dot, which is when we always start our read aloud. And
This is 2.9 in AR and half a point.
Okay.
And have you ever read Beware of the Phone?
I have not. I'm going to get out of the view. And Mrs. Craig, will you tell us, can you see this Gail okay?
Or can you at least see the book?
Yes.
Perfect. So William B. is the author of this book, and it is called Beware.
Frog, if you were looking at the end papers, where do you think that story takes place?
Anybody? You can unmute yourself and answer that question.
The woods.
The woods. That is awesome. This
The
is
woods.
the story of a sweet little old lady named Mrs. Collywobbles. Mrs. Collywobbles lives in a little house on the edge of a big, dark, scary woods. The only thing protecting Mrs. Collywobbles from the horrible creatures that live in the big, dark, scary woods is her little pet frog. See her? Oh, look, there is little Mrs. Collywobbles hiding in her kitchen. Who will she seen coming out of the big, dark, scary woods? Oh dear, it's that terrible thief, Greedy Goblin, up to no good, out stealing from sweet little old ladies. Nickerty-noo, if I get a chance, I will steal it from you. I'd love to steal money and shiny pretty things, and I'm in and out of the house in a flash. Oh, what's this? Beware of the frog. Well, no frog will keep me from getting what I want. Maybe I'll just steal that frog too. Nickerty-noo, if I get a chance, I will steal it from you. And so Greedy Goblin quietly opened the gate. But oh dear, the frog doesn't look very pleased about that. Go. Oh, look, there's little Mrs. Collywobbles hiding in her bathroom. Who is she seen coming out of the deep, dark, scary wood? Oh dear, it's the smelly troll up to no good. He moves in and out of little old ladies and stinks so much they have to run away. Welly, I'm awfully slimy and awfully smelly. This little old lady's house is just what I'm looking for. I'll whip up something rotten and she'll run away. What's this? Beware of the frog. I'll belch and reek and stink so much that frog will hop off too. Welly, I'm awfully slimy and awfully smelly. And so with a whiff, smelly troll opened the gate. But oh dear, frog doesn't look very pleased about that. Gobble, gobble. Oh look, there's little Mrs. Collywobbles hiding in her bedroom. Who is she seen coming out of the big, dark, scary wood? Oh dear, it's giant hungry ogre. He wants his supper and his favorite food is sweet little old ladies. Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum-de, I have a very, very hungry tummy. This looks promising. My belly's rumbling. I must have my supper. A juicy old lady cooked in lots of honey and butter. What's this? Beware of a frog. Yum, that frog will taste lovely dipped in some ketchup. Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum-de, I have a very, very hungry tummy. And so the giant ogre licked his lips and opened the gate, but oh dear, frog doesn't look very pleased about that. What do you think's going to happen? Gobble, gobble, gobble. So that's the story of a sweet little old lady named Mrs. Collywobbles who lived next to a big, dark, scary wood. And as you can see, Mrs. Collywobbles no longer has to spend her time hiding in her little house. And it's all thanks to her little pet frog. Oh, my little froggy friend, how can I ever thank you? Asked Mrs. Collywobbles. And the frog thinks for a moment. How about a little kiss? Suggests the frog. So Mrs. Collywobbles gives him a little kiss, and what do you think happens?
Anybody want to take a guess?
He turns into
Nicole?
Fred.
Oh, let's see. Presto, Mrs. Collywobbles is dressed
Hello.
into a sweet little old lady frog. Yay! Not what I thought would happen. But oh dear, she doesn't look very pleased about that. Does she? Oh! Burp. All right, now the woods are pink.
Yay!
There you go.
Okay, well that was the end of our tour and the end of our read aloud. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Mrs. Craig, do you want to, are you able to screen share and pop up that slide that just has the March trips on it real quick? We'll do one last reminder. So yeah, fabulous story, fabulous virtual field trip to the public library. And then you can see on this screen, next week is City Lights Cinemas. And Yes, then after that, we're going to Lane Community College. You know, one thing I love about Siuslaw School District is you can literally see your future down the road because all the buildings are lined up on one street. So we're going to look all the way down to the end of Oak and visit Lane Community College. And then, like I said, on March 17th, it's going to be an easy date to remember because it's St. Patrick's Day. So on Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day, we are doing the live trip with Carrie Newell. We'll have whale ocean footage to share with you. And then that Thursday, when we typically do our virtual field trips, we're going to revisit the whale footage and then do the whale Makerspace. So thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't want to leave.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. We miss you all.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.